guys, and welcome to another review video. Now today's review is gonna be a little bit different because I've never done a review like that before, or I should probably say I have never reviewed this kind of product before. So the product I will be reviewing today is a primer. I never really liked primers and I never really use primers like on everyday basis. I did try a few, I didn't like any of them, but now I think that maybe I just didn't give them enough of a chance. So starting from today, in the foreseeable future, I will be uploading more primer reviews on my channel, and also, well, I'm testing a bunch of other products as well, so stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed already, then please make sure to do that if you enjoy makeup reviews, and let's get started. The product that I will be reviewing today is the No7 Instant Illusion Airbrush Away Primer. I know that No7 brand is not available everywhere. It is made by Boots, which is a UK-based drugstore chain, but I believe that you can definitely find it now in the US, and also you can probably have it shipped to your country from the UK or the US. No7 is, in my opinion anyway, a drugstore brand. However, I have recently realized that it seems that they have increased their prices. At least the products that I've recently purchased, which were primarily skincare, they are definitely at the high-end price range. So I'm not really sure what No7 is doing, because the primer that I will be reviewing today was somewhere in between drugstore and high-end. So the price of the primer is currently £16.50. High-end and luxury primers normally start from £20 and above, and drugstore is normally about £10, or I'd say probably less, depending on the brand as well. So the price of this primer definitely falls somewhere in between. My past experience with No7 was largely a positive one. I wouldn't say that there were any massively disappointed products, but it's not like I shop with them all the time either. So I am quite keen to try this product out, although it has been around for quite some time now. The primer comes in a 30ml or 1 fluid ounce tube, so it is comparable to all other primers that I am aware of, which are pretty much the same size or similar. No7 claims that this primer is meant to be sort of anti-aging, so it doesn't say that this primer will repair your skin, but it says that it will help the skin look more youthful. So from the description that I have found on the Boots website, it says that this primer contains light diffusing particles designed to make skin look younger by putting fine lines, wrinkles, uneven skin tone and pores into soft focus. You are meant to apply this primer onto a moisturized skin, so it is not a moisturizer. You need to apply moisturizer before, and it is recommended to pay special attention to areas with visible signs of aging, such as fine lines. I suppose that's really the only thing that this primer could possibly correct. I have, as always, read some reviews of this primer, and although they weren't very negative, the complaints are mainly about one key feature of this primer. The star rating, overall star rating, is approximately, I would say, 3.9 out of 5, which in my opinion is still high considering the number of complaints that I have actually read about this primer. So the main complaint that I have read about is that this primer doesn't do anything. So it doesn't really smooth any fine lines, it doesn't make the makeup last longer or look better. So I guess if this is the case, and I will tell you whether it was in my case, then what is the point of putting this primer on when you still have to use the moisturizer anyway? There were a few people complaining that they had some adverse reaction to this primer, such as irritation, and this is a hypoallergenic primer, so in theory that should not be the case. And one person whose review I've read said that she doesn't actually suffer to skin sensitivity, and yet she was sensitive to this particular product. There were also some positive comments about this primer. For example, a number of reviewers said that this primer really glides on the skin, it's velvet smooth. Some actually like the scent as well. A few said that it keeps makeup in place all day, and there were also some people who mentioned that they like that it's non-greasy. Now, looking at this primer and thinking that it actually costs £16.50, which is almost a high-end price range for primers, even if it is soft, it glides on easily, and it smells nice, to me those are like extras. So the reason to apply primer before your foundation or before your makeup is for the the makeup to stay on longer or overall for the makeup to look better. So then when you read a bunch of reviews and most of them say that they didn't see any difference in either makeup application or longevity of their makeup, I'm thinking, so what's the point of having a primer? I don't like having a lot of makeup on my face. I don't like definitely having a lot of foundation or a lot of products that are foundation like on my face, and I include primers in this category. So for me to apply primer to my face, I have to have a really good reason for that. And for this primer, the name is so long I actually have to read it because I can't remember it. Number 7 Instant Illusions Airbrush Away Primer. There is really no point of having it on your face because it really doesn't do anything. I have tested it with, I believe, 5 different foundations. So you will see that for the most part on this side of the face I applied the primer and the foundation, whereas on this side of the face I applied only foundation. And I did so in front of the camera in the morning, and then I did also film a follow-up in the evening to see how it wears. And not once did I actually see any difference whatsoever. Okay, in terms of application with this particular foundation, it appears that the foundation gathered in my pores more on this side, on the side with the primer, than the other side. It seems that the primer has sealed the foundation, so under this eye I would actually like to blend this out, but I can't anymore. I've applied it all over the face. I can't really see any difference at this point. No difference in terms of application to the face. It didn't make it more difficult or easier. Absolutely no difference between the two sides of my face. The skin overall has become oily on both sides. I can see that the foundation gathered in the pores on both sides of the face. Even looking at my eyelids, I can see that the foundation has gathered in the eyelids. Absolutely no difference between the two sides. So the foundation looked exactly the same on each side of the face. If it caked up on one side of the face, then it did on the other as well. If it was oily on one, then it was oily on the other. So there was really absolutely no difference that I could possibly notice in terms of either my skin looking smoother. I did apply it around my eye area, which I don't normally do, but I just wanted to see. Maybe the fine lines under my eyes will be less visible. Maybe the foundation is not gonna gather in the crease of my eyelid, but that was absolutely not the case. I don't do it very often. I'm usually trying to be positive about products and find as many positive aspects of them as I possibly can, but with this primer there is absolutely no reason that I can find to purchase this primer. It costs more than drugstore primers and it just doesn't do anything at all. Not to me at least, and based on the reviews that I have read, I dare say not to other people either. I have tried it with 5 different foundations, most of which were actually high-end, just because I didn't have that many drugstore foundations to try it with, but overall it really made no sense to apply this primer under my makeup because it really didn't contribute to the longevity or the quality of the makeup throughout the day. I have inserted some footage of me applying the primer in the morning and then obviously the follow-up in the evening approximately after 8 hours to see whether one side of the face looked better than the other, so you can just judge for yourself what you think about this primer and the results. I personally would not ever purchase this primer again for any reason. It didn't do anything at all and it just made me apply more makeup on my face. Okay, so that concludes this video, guys. I do hope that you found it useful and I do hope that you enjoyed it. Obviously, if you did, then please give it a thumbs up. Very much appreciate that. And also please subscribe if you haven't already. There will be more reviews, overall primers as well, coming up soon. And thanks again for watching, guys, and have an amazing day. Bye!